Hi, it's Mike at Phase 1 DJ Store. The highly anticipated, long awaited, much talked about, ladies and gentlemen, the Pioneer XDJ-RX2. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to do some direct comparisons. I've got my old favourite over here, replaced with my new favourite. If you're looking for a fancy Pioneer performance video, this video ain't for you. If you want to have a look and see what I've drilled down on this so far and what we've got working and the new features and some direct comparisons, this possibly could be the video for you. We're going to chop it up into sections and we're going to have a mess around, and I'm going to tell you what I think of the new XDJ-RX2. Right, so here we go. I'm going to do a bit of a side by side. We are going to turn the unit on later on, but let's just have a look back at our old favourite here. This is the RX, this is the RX2. At first glance you might be mistaken that it looks fairly similar. Well, there's the trick. They haven't reinvented the wheel here, definitely not. The layout is the same, so if you're used to using something like this you're going to feel at home with straight away. Pioneer have a real knack for doing that, keeping it ergonomically right for the DJ. So you can step up to this and perform straight away. But when you look a little bit closer, there is a lot of differences. Yes, it's a 2-channel controller. Let's look at this bit here first. We've got our colour effects and we've got our colour effects section. Now they have changed and we've got different colour effects on here now. We've got a dub echo, a sweep, a noise and a filter, and most importantly they've brought this over from the Nexus 2 range. We've now got the new parameter knob, so you can control the level of these effects. These knobs are slightly bigger than the old RX, chunkier, again taken from the Nexus 2 range. We've got our usual suspects, you know, everything's laid out exactly how I would expect it. We've got a master in the middle, we've got our trims, and we've got 3-band EQ. Our Q buttons and our 2 channels. We've also got crossfader at the bottom with our curve fader adjust. Again, all in the same places, exactly where I would expect them. The Q buttons have moved. Got Q here, whereas it was down here on the other, and we've got our Q opposite knob here. Right, the next section we'll come to is the beat effects section. Now this, again, is very similar to the first model, the RX1. So everything's in the same place and the effects are the same. But what we've got up the top here that's slightly different is we've got our booth monitor, so we can adjust the level for monitoring. So again, just shows you this unit can be used in a professional environment when you're going to need a booth monitor. Coming across to this side, you can see there's another new addition here, and this is for an auxiliary in, which is via the back of the unit. Now let me tell you, and you can tell I'm doing this on the fly, the auxiliary in is on RCAs, left and right. And of course we've got 0 dB and plus 12 dB adjustment on the volumes. This could be really handy if you wanted to put in a different another deck, or if you had something with some samples on and things like that and you wanted to drop it in and you wanted some kind of adjustment. Unfortunately you can't add effects to this or anything there. That would have been nice, but unfortunately you can't, so it really is just an auxiliary in. Now concentrating on one of the decks, there's been some changes here, and these changes are significant. As you can see over here, we only had 4 performance buttons and they had a definite click. These, and these were only lit in blue. Come over here and now we're actually using more like a controller, pads. So there's no click, gets a little bit getting used to, but I actually prefer this. And these are colour coded and backlit as well. We can control features like hot cues, beat loops, slip loop and beat jump as well. But when I turn the unit on, all that will come apparent. The rest of the deck actually is possibly, I would say, exactly the same. We've got our vinyl brake adjust here. We've got our master and sync buttons, which have got a new feature with the instant doubles, again, which I will come into explain later in the video. The all important shift button, and we've got our looping features here as well. What we also notice when we come to the top section up here, the USB ports, yes, there's still 2, so great for back-to-back DJing, and these have moved across to this side of the player, and we've got our master record. One of the best selling features on the RX when DJs came to the shop was, I want to record my mix. Well, you can with this unit, just plug your USB stick into there and you can press record. at the same time as actually playing MP3s that are maybe already on that stick. Right, coming to the screen section, we've had some significant changes here as well. This is now a touch screen, and we're seeing our browse and short and track edits and tag and back buttons just like on the XDJ-2000 range. So this has been XDJ-2000 Nexus 2. So this area has been brought in and inherited from the Nexus 2. We've got our record box, MIDI, USB 1 and USB 2, and our quantize, time and mode, browse, tag list, info and menu utility. What we'll do next in the video is let's take some shots of the back of the connectivity and let's get it turned on. Right, so coming to the back of the unit, we have got master out number 1, which is on XLRs. These, let me tell you, all gold plated. Everything on the back of here seems to have gold terminals on, which is a great significant upgrade, and again taken from the Nexus 2 range. We've got master 2 on RCA phonos, and we've got balanced out for the booth on 1/4 inch jacks. We've got a USB port on the back for connecting your computer directly with the unit to use with record box and as a MIDI controller. We've got a phono in and a line in for both channels. We've got our terminal screws for grounding turntables off as well, and we've got the auxiliary in here again using RCA terminals. On the back of the unit we've also got, this is a combination of either XLR or 1/4 inch jack again, 2 mic ports, which again is an upgrade from the earlier model. An IEC for the power, which I think is one of the killer things. One of my pet hates is power supplies. Separate power supplies, oh, I don't like that, because you lose them and then you have to buy new ones. No, this is a simple IEC electrical connection on the back. There you go. Didn't expect that from me in this video, did you really? Couldn't scratch me backside if I tried. But anyhow, let me show you how I did that, and let me show you some more features of this, the brand new Pioneer XDJ-RX2. Hang on a minute though, let's just strip this back to basics. The RX2 and the old RX are record box products, and if you've never DJed before and you're not into your DJ kit, you won't understand what we're talking about. What is record box? Record box is a piece of software which incidentally comes with this unit, and it works in 2 ways. Number 1 way is you use it as a database for your library, for your music, and basically you build your collection on your computer, your record box is on your computer. When you want to go off and do a gig, you export those playlists and all that information to a USB stick and plug it in your RX. But also there's Record Box DJ. Record Box DJ is slightly different. That is a program like many other DJ programs that are out there, which I will not name, but it's a performance piece of kit, and you can DJ from it using the software on your computer, which you would connect your computer to the RX. This works like a MIDI controller. A MIDI controller is for controlling a piece of software using a piece of equipment. Next thing we should note is that there's a new version of Record Box out, Record Box 5. Record Box 5 and Record Box 5 performance software come in the box with the XDJ-RX2. Now, let me tell you, I've been a very naughty boy and I haven't upgraded yet to Record Box 5. But my old trusty USB stick, which I used in my XDJ-RX1, actually works beautifully well in my RX2. Which, for those who don't like to upgrade their software straight away, fear of any bugs or updates, your old USB stick is going to work, and the old versions work with this. So the USB stick that I've got plugged into this unit at the minute has been exported using Record Box 4. But 5 looks very exciting, and I will be upgrading very, very shortly. Right then, let's have a look at the unit. We've got our USB stick in, we've got our colour screen. Let's just quickly run through what we can do. Right, We've loaded the track in, and let me tell you, we've got it in vinyl mode, and it's a touch capacitive jog wheel. It's had a slight upgrade. It feels better, it feels smoother. They've changed the edge so it's more CDJ like, but it is the same size as the old one. So touch capacitive, and we can use the edge to pitch bend, drift in and drift out. We can turn the vinyl mode off if we just want to use it as a pitch bend perfectly. Really nice jog wheel and feels great. Definitely being upgraded. Right, another feature that has come over from the Nexus 2 range is the instant doubles button. Basically, all that does is if we have a track playing here, if we press the instant doubles button, we get the exact same track at the exact same point. Be it that one's a bit louder. Earlier on in the video, you saw me doing some pretend scratching. That's how we did it. What we did is we put the transition on, we put the noise on, and we had two tracks running the same using the instant doubles. It was very, very simple. Let's have a look at the looping feature and the use of the performance pads down here. Again, on the original one, we only had 4, and they were more like buttons. These are more like pads, more like a controller. And there's 8 of them. Firstly, let's have a look at the beat loop. So we'll get a track playing, and it's as simple as this is going to give us an 8-bar loop. This is going to half that to a 4, to a 2, to a 1, a half, quarter, eighth and 16th. Dead simple. Now, what's also really nice about the new looping feature on this unit is we've got beat jump. So if you haven't quite got that loop where you want it and we want to move it forward, we can just tap it through. So now you can see the loop has scrubbed through the track to where I want it. I can move it 1 bar at a time, and I can take it back as well. Forward, backwards. So now I'm nearly back at the beginning of the track. Really, really like that feature. It couldn't be easier to set your cue points, and now you can have up to 8 cue points, whereas on the other version you could only actually have 4. Simply set the cue points within Rekordbox and export them over onto your USB stick, or you can make them on the fly. Very, very simple. You can delete them, and let's set some. There's a cue point in there, cue point in there. Let's just scrub through the track a little bit. We'll put one in there. So we've got 3 cue points. This is quantized on. We can turn the quantize off. If you want to get rid of those cue points, delete them using the shift button. But if you did put some cue points in on the fly there that were, really work for you and you got a routine going, if you don't delete them, they'll go back to your Rekordbox collection. Slip loop was another really nice feature from the old RX. They've brought it across onto this one, but now we've got better control, we've got more pads to use, and it just works. One of the major upgrades on this unit has definitely been the screen. It's bigger, it's brighter, it's more colourful, and it's a touchscreen. We've got this area here, which has been taken again from the Nexus 2 range. We've got a shortcut right through to our settings, which again is all on a touch screen. You can turn quantize on, quantize off. You can do searches. You could have a coloured waveform, a blue waveform. You can load your settings from your USB stick, all via the touch screen. Also, when we go back, the touch screen, when I put a track on, if I touch the time, it changes to remain to how long is played. Nice little feature, just on a touch feature. Also, what we've got is a needle search, he says. So I can scrub right the way through the track. backwards and forwards. The touchscreen feels really, really good, just like it would do on, say, a phone or an iPad. We now, because it's a touchscreen, we've got a QWERTY keyboard that works really, really well. So searching for the tracks on your USB stick is going to be very, very easy. And it's very responsive and very, very quick. Let's have a look in the utility. How do we get into the utility, you say? Right, you press and hold utility. Now we can go in and change the different settings. Now there's some quite interesting settings in here. We've got a load lock and we've got a needle lock, so if you don't want to be able to scrub through the track, we can lock that. We can adjust our quantized value. Hotkeys auto loads, and we can adjust them for record box setting to on. We've got hotkeys colours, on or off. We've got auto cue level, which we can adjust the dB. Slip flashing, on or off. Air display, on or off. Vinyl speed adjust. So we could have this as release, touch, or touch and release. Again, quite an interesting setting. Other things that I didn't know were in here, but you can find them on the mixer. EQ, equalizer curve. We could have it as isolator, or we can have it as equalizer. Nice touch. We've got channel fader curve. So we can have curve 1, curve 2. So 1, 2, 3 different settings for curve adjustment on your line fader. We've got a master attenuator. Now what I believe this is, and stand me corrected if I'm wrong, is if we want to just trim it back. So if we've got some DJs that like to play it a little bit loud and get into the red, and I'm controlling the PA at the other end, I know that this unit is going to be pushing no more than 6 dB, minus 6 dB or minus 12 dB, or 0 dB. So that's 0 dB, minus 6 dB, and minus 12 dB on the master. We've also got those very same settings on the booth. Now for me, as hiring this unit out, or if I was engineering the sound or a PA system, that's great, because I know all us DJs, we do like to get a little bit loud. A lot of people have said that it hasn't got headphones, mono, split or stereo. You'll find that setting actually in the utility. Mixer mode, we've got MIDI control or RX2. This is again for when you're using it with Rekordbox Performance DJ software. Usual suspects, we've got the brightness of the screen, which is currently set on 3, goes right up to 5. We can set the language. We've got screensaver on, and we can do a touchscreen calibration, and we've got auto standby. Lots of features in there that we can change around. Right, so there you go. There's my quick insight to the new XDJ-RX2. We've literally had it in the shop possibly less than 24 hours. So to be honest with you, I haven't drilled it down in loads and loads of detail, but I hope that gives you an insight into what the improvements have been. Do I like it? Yeah, I do. I think the improvements are exactly what the unit needed, no more and no less. I actually do think somehow, I don't know whether it's just in my head, I think it sounds a bit better as well, but as you can see from the back, it has had some upgrades with gold terminals and things like that. It just seemed to sound a little bit warmer. All the little adjustments in there that you can make within the utility, I like that. I like the new performance pads and the new jog wheels, and wow, the new touchscreen is just great. That is the XDJ-RX2. For more information, click the link in the description of this video. It'll take you through to our website. This is Phase 1 DJ Store. We've got this on demo. You can come and have a play on it anytime you want. I'm sure there'll be some more in-depth videos regarding Rekordbox 5. Remember, Rekordbox 5 comes with this unit, and the performance software comes with the unit as well, which, because it can be used as a MIDI controller. Me, I loved my old one. I actually take that out and gig that myself, the old one. That one, I think it'll be going for sale. I think we're going to be moving over to the new XDJ-RX2. It's Mike at Phase 1. Cheers.